Now,
Zoom, zoom, zoom.
the best racing game of 2020 here at Shacknews.
Zoom, zoom.
Super Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Super Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Got my boy.
Oh,
No.
How about no?
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe wasn't even the best racing game the year it came out.
And here come the pretzels.
Which year was it?
I don't know.
2017.
Yeah.
The year the Switch launched, 2017. Yeah.
I don't know. It was like, if you want to be technical, it released on Wii U.
I've edited a few of these articles that were for games that we're looking at, and right now, Chris, tell me about F1 because that feels like the one, right?
Yeah, it does feel like the one.
Well, the best argument I can make it is it's the only one of these that has one in the title, so clearly it's aiming for that first spot.
Wow.
You go fast, the control is right. There's so much content. The on-track stuff is amazing. Like Asa mentioned in our previous talk about VR game, he played a game this year that physically affected him to the point where he had to step away. Like it was, he could have died of a heart attack. I could have died of a heart attack playing F1 because I got too serious, got a little too close to my screen. It got too real to me multiple times, and there's people that pay a lot of money to get the shit scared out of them. It cost a lot more than whatever the $40 or $50 outlay you would get to play this, assuming it's your style. But F1 is, I think, possibly, arguably the greatest racing game that Codemasters has ever put out, and they've got a storied history of putting out some wild shit from time to time. It feels like a culmination of all their work this console generation within this title. They kind of been building to this. I mean, it's a yearly thing, but this one made a huge jump, particularly with the team management mode and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And they just kind of small polishes around to the on-track stuff that they had implemented last year. And then just when I thought it couldn't any better, they were like, whatever, you losers, have this free DLSS patch in the middle of the summer that you don't have to pay for or whatever. And now the game, you can run it at 4K at like 200 frames a second with HDR and 8X AA and all this stuff. And it's just cowabunga, dude.
It's visually so damn impressive. Probably one of the best looking games I've seen this year. It's definitely the best looking racing game I've ever seen, which is saying something.
I wouldn't say that, but
What's your
the ones
favorite?
released this year, I think the Forza Horizon
Horizon 4.
much better.
Yeah.
I think that Project Cars 2 still looks better. Drive Club probably looks better. Like from a technical standpoint or whatever.
Mhm.
But this one does what it needs to do. It's just
I do believe
the
I
play.
remember you saying that the only thing that kept this at a 9, or I think it was a 9, was
Lack
that
of VR.
lack of European orgies.
Oh yeah, there are no Euro trash orgies if you happen to make a podium after you spray you and your other Euro friends down with $30,000 bottles of Moet.
That's rough.
That would put it over the top, though. That would be our first 10 out of 10 at Shacknews.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they're going to do that either because they want to maintain their everyone rating with the ESRB and the European Classification Board. So,
Well, maybe the European version is different from the American
oh
version.
yeah, if you buy like the French version of this game, everybody in the paddock is smoking cigarettes, but that is not the case with the North American version.
Is that true?
No, but that would be awesome.
That would be pretty great. So there were other racing games that came out this year, right?
Yeah, I'm willing to argue for those two. Not to the point of F1, but I guess, I don't know.
I think
Okay.
everybody's...
Art of Rally?
Art of Rally surprised me. It is a game that is unlike all the other racing games on the list. It uses a top-down perspective, much like we saw with the classic Ivan Iron Man Stewart Super Off-Road, although the camera pans around with the car.
Mm-hmm.
Rally racing game has a wonderful art style that's different from everything else, racing game-wise. And it's got a tough barrier to entry, but once you kind of slide into the way that its rhythm works, it's just super satisfying, super calm. Like, I never got white knuckle with it, but it was just the combination of the way the art style worked, the controls and all that, just real pleasant all around. And it was a huge surprise for me just because when I first saw it advertised, it didn't seem like it would be my kind of deal, but just really enjoyed it.
it looks like the thing that really appealed to me about that one is that it makes me think of the arcade and NES Super Off-Road games.
Or like RC Pro-Am,
Yeah.
which I wish there were more games like this. And this is also on Switch, right? It's kind of neat.
Yeah, I guess. I'm not sure.
It is. I think.
It's on.
Maybe not.
No, just Microsoft Windows.
I guess it's just
PC.
on
Looks
Windows.
like just
and...
PC.
Oh well. Maybe it's coming to Switch. It just looks like the kind of game that would be nice to have on Switch.
For sure.
I like that isometric style of racing, and they're really. I don't know what happened to the off-road franchise. That used to be like one of the biggest arcade cabinets. You know, like there was always a line to play that game, and winner would stay and stuff. So it's cool to see this come back.
I mean, the camera's up top like those games, but it doesn't stay stationary.
No, it moves.
It swings around. It follows the car.
It's kind of weird.
You're not necessarily at a 3/4 perspective all the time. It swings depending on where you are, where the track is, stuff like that.
Is that jarring? Like when it transitions between it?
At first it would be, but I mean the controls stay relative to the car itself all the time. Like, it's not camera based input. So it's after a race or two you're used to it.
Oh, okay. I guess that's important when there's so many different camera angles to keep the gameplay at least consistent. That would still be kind of a mind effer. I'm gonna have to try that. I'm gonna have to try both these games we talked about. I love racing games. What else do we got on here?
WRC 9.
Yeah, that one's a more traditional rally simulation from Kiloton, I believe is the name of the guys that did it. They made a big jump with their on-track stuff or on-course stuff, much like Codemasters did with F1 2019 with WRC 8, and then this year they kind of dumped in the content that goes all around the base racing experience, where they had a full career, team mode, stuff like that, online modes, the start of their esports stuff in the game. Super solid rally experience all around, lots of stages, and it's got all the official license from the WRC, so you got all the real drivers, cars, events, and places around the world. Not my favorite of the year, but if you're a rally nut, it's definitely a must play. It looks pretty strong graphically, maybe not as good as what we saw in Dirt Rally last year, but just solid title all around.
Was that the one that was like super meticulous controls? Because you gotta like.
Both of them are kind of that way if you play them with the assist off. They're designed to be played with wheels and pedals, but can be without if you're willing to work at it.
Okay.
They're very, very similar games in style. It's just one has the license and goes with all that, and the other one doesn't. But
well,
being good at one, you probably be good at the other. The physics are fairly similar.
Coolness. Well, are we ready to put it to a vote, or did you want to give?
I think there's a couple more nominations.
Oh snap!
Has anybody got other nominations or?
I'm seeing Ride 4.
Yeah, I nominated Ride 4. I did the review of that one earlier this year. Another solid game. This one from Milestone, who puts out shitload of motorcycle games every year. This one happened to be the top one they put out, also the most recent. It's kind of like a Forza type version of motorcycle racing where there's lots of different disciplines and bike types. But in this one, they fancied up the graphics a good bit from the previous one, and I wanted to give it a special shout out just for how pants-shittingly terrifying it was to run the bike around the Isle of Man thing in first person in this game. It is... if it was in VR, I probably would be dead. But very impressed with it, even playing it on a regular 2D screen.
Yeah.
And if you're into motorbikes, it's just super niche. But
what I think's cool about the racing scene is that like there's some games that sure they would benefit from VR, but what you see a lot of the time is people who build these like 3-monitor immersive setups, right? So it's like even if it isn't VR, you can get a steering wheel and a pedal and that immersive screen setup. So it's like even if it's not VR, there's a way to play these games that's super immersive. Which I think is kind of
speaking of immersive, Donovan, didn't you play a racing game this year that was literally in your living room?
I did, yeah. I guess it doesn't get more immersive than that. Mario Kart Live Home Circuit. It's like a kind of an augmented reality hybrid game. So you've got like the actual Mario RC car that you control using the Switch, and you can set up these little cardboard
Gates.
checkpoints. Yeah, gates, like, and build your own course around your home. It's pretty cool. I was actually really impressed with how like the Switch controls are kind of integrated with the RC car. Like, for example, if you run into like the leg of a chair, like Mario will stop and like the coins will fly out. Or, you can actually drift with an RC car, which obviously isn't like in Mario Kart.
You can't power slide.
Yeah, you can't power slide to that same effect. But I was impressed with how much from like actual Mario Kart they're able to put in that game. It was really fun. My only downsides were obviously, I mean, you can't really play it on a carpet, or it's like the bumpiest RC car ever. And then you only play against AI enemies, and a lot of times the game encourages you to like stack some books to create obstacles and stuff like that. But those only really apply to you because the ghosts that you're racing against don't know that your dog's walking there, so they'll drive
right
through it.
Mm.
Yeah, so I thought that was kind of pointless at times. But other than that, it's really good.
Nice.
Really good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, but you can, if your friend has like another Mario Kart racer.
Yeah. Like
It
if
does
somebody
have
in-person-
multiplayer for in
Yeah,
person, right?
Yeah, somebody else would have to have their own like Luigi or Mario car, and then you can
And their
And
own
another
Switch.
Switch. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. So it's requires a lot, but you can do it.
This is a Nintendo ass product, man.
It is.
No,
It's a
by
very
far.
Nintendo-esque game. But
it's like super very Nintendo of them to do this. I think it's cool though, like to have a product like that encompasses like AR. It's an AR game, which is pretty damn cool.
Yeah.
I think it's very innovative what they did.
I think this is often when Nintendo is at their best. Like they're kind of on top of the world right now. They have R&D resources to blow, and so kind of like with Labo, they just put out something really cool that kind of transcends just being a simple video game. And I just think that's badass.
And being Nintendo, they're super analytically driven, and they're like, what's our best Switch game? Oh, kart? Well, maybe we should make more kart games. So it's
Fun
like,
fact:
yeah.
this is actually a third-party developed thing under the Nintendo brand. The group that actually created Mario Kart Live is I forget the name of the company right now, but it's the founders of Vicarious Visions put together this new company, and
nice.
Nintendo let them make a Mario Kart toy and game with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Yeah, but it's a really solid game. I had a lot of fun with it.
it's Velen
Fun.
Studios developed. It's from the founders of Skylanders, developer Vicarious Visions. Yeah, I mean this is kind of an evolution of Toys to Life too, because this is, which I think is an area that it experienced a bubble and then the bubble burst, but it's still a thing that needs to exist in 2020. Like, game companies can create cool experiences that are tangential to their systems, and I think this is a good example of that. I think Amiibo were a good example of that, and I think this is like another one of those things. And like I said, it's just the most Nintendo-ass thing I've ever seen, but it's not our racing game of the year, I don't think. So
Nah, probably wouldn't.
you want to put it to a vote?
Sure.
Okay. Who
I'll
wants
vote
to-
for F1. Chris really
F1.
sold me on it. It sounds cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm downloading that. Like, I need to play that game on the office monitor.
I think Mario Kart Live can go on a different category, but for this one, I'm gonna say F1.
Yeah, I would also vote for F1.
Yeah, me too. F1 as well.
I'm also F1.
More like F yeah.
I am F1.
I am F1.
No, I am F1.
I'm F1.
No, I am Turok.
I am Turok.
Sorry.
Thunder Gun.
Turok wins. Best racing game of the year. You
Turok just one game.
Yeah, Turok wins.
I
What did
really
he do? He
Turok.
hit the gavel.
Out of nowhere,
This-
Turok Dinosaur Hunter comes out of nowhere.
Yeah,
Even though
literally.
everyone-
Not even a racing game.
That's really weird. I don't know how that happened. Chris, you're gonna be writing this article, right?
I can do that.
Okay,
Nice.
awesome. So, F1 2020, congratulations! You are the Shacknews best racing game of the year. It is decided. Whoa.